Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Now, let me share this with everybody. I'm like arguing with Baby Bunny because she doesn't like my hair up. She says, put it down, put it down. So she's trying to tell me what to do. She's like, put your hair down. Shout out to everybody. I'm letting the people come in. Hopefully, those notifications went out. She's telling me, she's like, put your hair down. No, I don't want to put my hair down right now. I don't feel like it. Why do I feel like why do I have to do that? Why do I have to do what she tells me to do? That's the problem. That's the question that I have. Um, Thank you. Well, I wanted a bun today. I was like, let me get a messy bun, and it's pretty messy, but whatever. That's what I wanted. So she's like, put your hair down. She's trying to tell me what to do. All right. We live now. Let me let the people at the Discord know that we are live. Hopefully my settings are okay. I was messing with some settings yesterday because we're gonna transfer over to Ecamm, and I've been trying their things, but it's like I'm working on it, y'all. It is a work in progress. Hold up. Everyone. Good morning, people. Make sure you guys check us out tonight. We live now. We're gonna have our 90K, 85K, 90K party. We didn't do an 85, so we're gonna have a 95, excuse me, a 90K party. Yeah, CEO problems. She tells me what to do all the time. That's why I don't get it. All the time. The bun is well, thank you. It's a lazy bun. That's what it is. I mean, I might take it down a little bit, but yes. No way. Like literally, the perks of having a daughter is that she is like right up there. She is so bossy. I mean, not just with me, but with her father too. She's bossy with it. She's bossy with the brothers, and we all give in because she's the only girl and she's the last child, and that's it. So it's kind of like we gotta give in. All right, guys. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Wait, do we? No, not yet. We haven't gotten there yet. Hopefully one day. Do you want to do some hearts? Thank you. Ooh. We'll do some hearts tonight, okay? All right. Thank you. Give 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my lovey. Here you go. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, I have a great granddaughter that tells me what to do, and she says, Gigi, sometimes you have to do stuff. And you know what? I know that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah. Thank you, thank you. Well, I appreciate you, Aduko. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ella, thank you. It's giving Halloween vibes, like Bride of Frankenstein, boo in a good way. Looks good. I might. I was before she passed away, I was Amy Winehouse one Halloween, by the way. Just letting y'all know I was. And I was a lot thinner then. Hold up, guys. I was a lot thinner then. So I had like dark, you know, dark brown hair, and it's very long. So before this was because I love Amy Winehouse. Before she passed away, I was Amy Winehouse. I did a whole beehive. I have like a Halloween thing. That's what I was, and and I did the drawing tattoos. It was perfect. I mean, I thought I looked exactly like Amy Winehouse. I don't think I could pull it anymore, but yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. That's why I'm like, it's cute. Okay, guys, let's get it together. I'll have to pull them. You're talking about me pulling photos from like my millennial. I was looking through my believe it or not, I still got some like nightclub shoes. I got some House of Darion in my closet. Well, that's a separate live. Okay, stop distracting me, chat. Stop distracting me, okay? And thank you so much, Ella. And Amanda Smith, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. All right, guys. So we got to talk. All right. We're going to talk about David. We're going to review a couple things. There was something that was posted on Reddit that I want to talk about. And then Legal Mindset did a breakdown of penal codes and whether David's going to be charged or what he thinks. And I mean, that's straight from an attorney. I like Legal Mindset. Great lawyer, commentator, love him. And then one of my subscribers reached out to me and said, can you get into the Wendy Osefo situation? I think the news broke on Friday. I'm not a Real Housewives of Potomac, Utah, Salt Lake, where all these Real Housewives are at. I'm really not like a follower of them. However, I do follow true crime, right? So I guess So I was like, all right, I guess I'll talk about it. Especially given that, I heard a couple of other commentators talk about the fact that these housewives are like fake. Welcome to reality TV where nothing is real and everything's fake, right? So we're going to talk about that. But that's going to be at the very end. So let's get into David and whatnot. All right. So let me tell you guys what was posted on the Reddit. And I thought this was interesting because you know how when TMZ pulled those 911 calls from her family? Can we get it? What's going on here? Hold up, y'all. My screen's not showing. Okay, remove ad. Okay, it's loading. Give me one sec. Stop sharing. See if it's an issue of. Okay, hopefully it's up. Okay, now it's up. Now it's up. Now it's up. So somebody on Reddit posted this. And this isn't like, you remember how TMZ said something to the effect of oh there were like 11 calls one year and everything. So somebody on Reddit, I guess, pulled like a full call log out of the address of where Celeste was staying, or her home address. And overall, I mean, they're going back to 2020 when they were having emergency calls. 2020, 2021, 2022. And the amount of calls in 2024, it's more than 11. Okay. So let me get into this. All right. So again, this is Celeste property, right? This is where she was living at. This is the 911 calls that were coming through, or at least emergency services, or what they were calling for, right? There's codes in there, and somebody did write down the codes in that Reddit post. I thought this was very interesting. So, like in 2020, they had one, 2021, and then there's a huge gap between 2022 and 2024, right? Like there's no calls. But in 2024, I mean, you have calls from like twice in one day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21 calls in 2024. Let me write that down somewhere. I'm going to put 21 calls in 2024. Okay. Just take a note of that. I wish I think, oh, wait, they did add notes. I just forgot. I completely forgot that StreamYard has notes now. 21 calls in 2024. Okay. So then it goes into, all right, we counted 2024. Then it goes into 2025. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And sometimes those calls are twice in one day. 11 calls in 2025. Now, this is what's interesting. The last call between, and this could be for various things, right? It may not just be for Celeste, it could be for other situations. Who knows, right? There was a call on December the 24th of 2024, which is what, Christmas Eve, right? December 24th, 2024. And then there's like a huge period, I would say a couple months in between when there's no calls. The last call from that is March 29th of 2025. Okay, so a couple months. All right. Now, I just found this piece of information to be interesting. Now, they say somebody did type in the codes. They chat GPT the codes. So like FU would be follow-up investigation, minor criminal incident, penal code, fraudulent use of access card, debit or debit card fraud. These are just some of the penal codes. Penal code 594, vandalism, vehicle burglary 459, passing information, suspicious activity. These are just some of the codes that are there. Juvenile related call 24J and 415, disturbance. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can screen. Hold up. You have arrived. All right. Hold up, y'all. All right. So these are the notes. These are some of the calls. I just found, I was like, nobody's talking about this. This is interesting. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be all kinds of things. So these are the calls. Give you guys an idea. You said he released his first song with Celeste's voice in the music. You said, So just giving you guys some. Oh my God, there's no space in there. I should have made a space. Hold up. Let's see. Let's do a little space here. There we go. That makes sense because I don't like that. Copy. Let's paste that in there. Oh, it still did the same thing. That's weird. Okay. Oh well. Yeah. So let's go back to that. I'm gonna see if I can screenshot this real quick because it makes it a little bit easier for me to just load up a screenshot of it while on live. Figured we got time. We got time on today, guys. We got time today. Okay, hold up. Not that one. All right. So, nature of call. This is a screenshot. I'm going to upload it here so you guys can see it. And then we're just going to compare a little bit. I figured this would be a good thing to do for us because when TMZ pulled this information, they didn't really they pulled just 11 calls for I guess for 1 year, but I'm like, well, is that all the calls? Was there anything else related? Like, was there anything else that could have, I don't know, whether it's a burglary or whatever, you just never know, right? So let me try to zoom in and make myself smaller. Okay. And see if we can. So let's look at this 20. So the police came, or at least they were called February the 15th in 2024. When did Celeste was called missing, right? What it was in 2024, but it was in February as well. Celeste was reported missing. Let me see something. Yeah, it was like this might have been that call right there. Okay? Just showing you guys. That might have been that call right there in February. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing. See, I'm looking at the dates right here for those that don't know. See if I can, I don't think I can highlight this, but February 15th of 2024, two 911 calls or two emergency number calls. And then the 16th was another call, and then the 17th. And the R one, the very first one is call R. And the nature of the call for an R, they don't have it up. Why? Hold up. Report would be the R, or rescue. In California, the nature of a call designated with an R is often a rescue ambulance or similar medical aid call handled by fire department or paramedics. So an R in California commonly means rescue or ambulance. And that's what I'm looking at right now. I don't know if y'all can see it. Put it in the chat if you guys know what I'm talking about. This R right here, it's right there. If y'all can see it. Okay, I went all the way over here. Right here. Or excuse me, that would be disposition. Okay, hold up. Let me look at that paperwork one more time. Sorry about that. Yes, here's the nature of the call. It's not the R. This is nature of the disposition. I believe maybe R would be run, and then this one right here is NMCIMI, which would mean a minor criminal incident. Okay? Minor criminal incident, and that was on the 15th. And then FU means follow-up investigation. That was on the 15th. So she was first reported missing, just so I have the exact date. Let's see. Nope, that's not right. That can't be right. So what was happening in February? Hold up. I'm looking at information, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting this correctly. See, because they said the last time she was seen was on April the 5th, 2024. That's what the poster says. But when was she? I thought she was reported missing in February. I could have sworn that's what they said. That is so weird. Maybe I'm seeing something different. Says she was missing since 2024. I thought it was February. I could have sworn. So why are they saying that the last time I saw her was April of 2024? Yes, according to police records, she was reported missing on the 15th of February of 2024. There it is. This is from the LA Time, the Los Angeles Time. So these calls right here, up on that home, that's when they reported her missing. There you go, guys, right there. So I'm gonna try to. I can't highlight this, but February 15th of 2024. February 15th of 2024. So this is right here, minor criminal incident, and then FU would be follow-up investigation. And then on the 16th, there was a follow-up call. On the 17th, there was a follow-up call. And then it jumps to February 20 of 2024. Minor criminal incident. Right there again. Then on the 25th, there was a follow-up call. Then on March the 19th of 2024, they had 3 separate minor criminal incidences. This is interesting information. Okay, so I wonder if I can. Let me see this. See if I can take a screenshot out of this and see if I can make it into a PDF, because it'll be easier for us to see it. Done. Oh no, it won't. I have to do something else with it. Anyways, so we have there was a lot going on in 2024. So much so that she had 24 calls into, and that's not spacing there, but it was 21 calls, and that could have been for anybody, but a lot of it is minor incident. If you guys see the abbreviation here, this MNCRIME is that minor incident. Now I'm going to go. So she was reported missing February. They never updated the report, even though there were some minor incident calls, unless this was for another child in the home. I don't know, but there was several. Here's my question is, if she ran in February, okay, why were there continuous minor incident report calls and follow-ups? But the poster still, like, she never came back. Like, was she ever taken off the system? Because it doesn't look like it. Because if that was the case, then they would have canceled out the poster, right? They would have known that. I mean, she would have been home, unless these are incidences involving another child. Which, what is the? I mean, isn't the brother older than Celeste? See, is it minor, like not major, or minor, like underage? It just says minor criminal incident. That's a great question. Let me look that up real quick. And I figured I was going to do a video about this, but I was like, let me talk to the people about this and see what you guys make of it. Because, sometimes it works better when I think out loud. Minor criminal, minor California. Like, is it minor pertaining to the incident, or is it like major? Like, is that what you mean? I think that's what you mean. Okay, this is what they said. Yes, in California, criminal minor incident typically refers to A crime committed by a minor, which is handled by the juvenile justice system, can range from fractions to serious felonies. The term minor incident could also refer to offenses involving minors, such as contributing to the delinquency of a minor, or crimes where a minor is a witness. In California, crimes committed by minors under the age 14 to presumption against them are subject to a presumption against them being able to commit a crime, though this can be disproven. Okay, so this is related to the age. Kristen, this is a great question. Thank you for asking this. There's a lot, right? Underage. That's right. It means underage. Thank you. I plead the fifth. I like your name, by the way. Hold up. So this is related to, you said all eights add up to social media game. You're right. All dates do add up to social media. So was the video outside of the store in March 2024? Amanda, that's a great question. Remember that video? I thought they said, and I think TMZ gives those dates. Outside the store, like when she's running, what is the date of that? Let's look that up. Let's see. I feel like we probably. Okay, I don't want to listen to Banfield right now. Okay, here it is. The date. TMZ obtained footage from a liquor store just down the street from Celeste's family home, taken just after 7 a.m. on March 19th of 2024. Okay, so was there a 911 call or a dispatch call on, March 19th, 2024? There are three separate calls to dispatch on March 19th, 2024. It does match the information, guys. That was that footage was from March 19th of 2024. Now hold up. This is what the narrative is. Okay, just so people can read it. TMZ obtained video from a liquor store just down the street from Celeste's home, taken just after 7 a.m. on March 19, 2024. So did they reported her missing then, right? Look at this. Look at the time. 7:57:24. Like they called twice. I don't know if this is just a duplicate or what, because it has, look at this. Unless it's a duplicate call, but this must be duplicate. Is this 3 calls or 1 call? See how it says? Let me see. Let me know if you guys see it. It says March 19th, 2024, and it says it 3 times, but the number is duplicated. So this might be 1 call, but this one has a separate code. This TS, what is this TS 24790-003? Let's look that up. Let's see what that is. Thanks guys for looking this up with me. I appreciate it. What is this TS? Is this and I think that's under the call number. Okay, that's a call number. There isn't anything. It might have just been 1 call, but for whatever reason the sheet duplicated it like 3 times. Yeah, so like Miss Aldi, do you see how on March 19th, it's like right above my head. It says 7:57:24. This is like repeated information 3 times. I don't know why. Maybe there's a typo on their Excel sheet. You said it's 3 separate calls because the numbers are different. You said, and it's interesting that you say that because it says call number right there, right? This TS would give it a different number. It's just weird that it registered that way. So they called 3 times? That's right, Connie. They could have gotten like disconnected and then called back. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Some glitch, says Robin. Yeah. Lori, we're reviewing this Excel sheet from Reddit. Somebody pulled the call logs from Celeste's home, and it gives you a timeline of like how many times, how many calls were made to 911 in 2024. Then we're going to talk about Legal Mindset, his commentary about whether David is going to face charges or not. Listen, we are what next week is going to be mid-October. Okay, I do wonder what's going to follow up with that. You know, I wonder too, Fly and Wordy, is this the neighbors calling? Maybe that's right. That's right. But all at the same time, it's weird because it all has the same time on it, same time frame. Okay. So that matches, this 319 matches with the liquor footage of her running away. There's that. Look at this. It matches. All right. And then we have there was follow-up on the 26th of March. So I mean, she had a very eventful year in 2024. Please note that, where at least there was follow-up calls and minor criminal incidences happening. March 26th, there was a follow-up. April. Okay, now April, you have April the 1st, 2024. Okay, and it's a follow-up. Now, I don't know if they're making a follow-up from the 19th of March, but April the 1st is a follow-up. And then you have April the 2nd, 2024, another minor criminal incident. Then you have another one on the 5th. Follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. Now, what is this right here? S-script. Suspicious circumstances. Sometime on April the 24th, 2024, suspicious circumstances. We don't know if that's related to Celeste or something else. I think it's important to kind of note that. And then we have this whatever, it's not a word, it's a code. Passing information, suspicious activity. This was in October 30th of 2024. So April, May, and then there's a good break between June and July before another call in August. And then in August, there was no calls between August to December. And then when the last call in December of 2024, it was December 24th of 2024. It's the last call. It's a 24-2J, which means juvenile related call. And this would be what, Christmas Eve, I believe? Okay, and then there's a huge break, several months in between December 2024 to then the next call is in March 29th of 2025, excuse me, 2025. That's an interesting break there, guys. So what dates was she on the video with the family celebration? That's a great question. I don't know. And didn't they say that that wasn't even her? That was a cousin, or was it her? Did people confirm it? Because I don't know who confirmed it, that it was her. You just send me an email, Cynthia? Okay. Guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please, and thank you. Yeah, she was still alive in 2025. Thank you, Cynthia. I think we've seen this one right here. Hold up. Let me see. Let me double check this. Yeah, hold up, guys. Yeah, I remember this is the interview that Steve Fisher did with Lauren Conlon. I did see that. We did review this. I think it was Friday. Steve did say that he thought that based on the information that he knows, that she was alive in 2025. And it sounds like it. If these calls are related to her, if they are related to her, because again, reminder, let me see my notes. In 2024, she had 21 calls. She had 11 calls. If these are related to Celeste, 11 calls in 2025. But in 2024, there was a lot going on, right? Um, that's what it sounds like, guys. Mm. You said the video of her talking to her aunt. I don't know if it's her though. Did we determine, like, who did they confirm it? Did law enforcement confirm it? The thing about this situation is, guys, do we have any confirmed sighting of Celeste by law enforcement or anything like that? Yeah, I believe it's Cynthia. So when TMC said that there was 11 calls in 2025, that they're correct. There's a lot of calls in 2024 too. They didn't say that. Thank you. What was going on inside Celeste's home for her to run away? It's a lot. You said News Nation talked about it. Seems like it was her. I just don't know. There was footage that looked like her. People said it might be her. I don't know if that's legit footage. I could say though, when did the incident with the Sureños happen? Do we have a date on that? Remember that footage, the incident where she's like, cussing out the Sureños and she's kind of going back and forth? Put in one in the chat if you guys remember the date. Do you guys remember that? Wasn't it the day before her birthday in 2024? August, right? That's interesting. Hold up. Let me see something. So was that in August or September? It was September, but it was 2024, right, Miss Addie? Okay. So let me see something. Let's look at this call log. Oh, hold up, guys. Okay. That's the date. It was September. All right. So let's look at the call log. All right. Hold up. See if I can. See, and there's nothing, guys. There is nothing there. So notice this. This is like, y'all can see it up there. Okay. She had 2 calls, or if this is her, again, we don't know. Again, if this is her, she had 2 calls in May 23rd and 24th of 2024. Then there was a break between May to August. We don't know if that was this August call. We don't know if it's related to her. We're assuming it could be. We don't know. And then the next call after that is not until December. So it's there's a lot in between here that we just don't know, right? That's right. And you're right, Kristen. The dates in the video may not be accurate if the camera is programmed incorrectly. It was. That's what people were saying, that footage of when she's arguing back and forth, but there's no night, like there's a huge break between May to August, August to December, where nothing is happening. No one's calling 911 or anything like that. Maybe she came home and then she ran again. Could be, Natasha. This is an interesting piece of information. I mean, at least it gives you an idea of all the stuff, but I could tell you, working with youth, this is not a surprise. When kids are running away, or they're doing different things, or they're wanting to escape whatever's going on at home, this is not a surprise that this is the activity. You know what I mean? That's right. 1 year before she passed, Lori, you're right. But there's no calls in between. I guess what this even tells us at this point is that there was a lot going on in 2024. That wasn't really shared by TMZ. 21 calls in 2024, right? And then 11 calls in 2025. Now, if I remember correctly, I do wonder if any of these 21 calls were related to, like, did anybody see Celeste run away with David? Did any of this happen? Because I find it so interesting that he's like, I had asked one of my lawyer friends, he's like, well, he could be switching over deeds because wrongful law, a wrongful death lawsuit, or criminal situations. But mainly if they don't charge him, then he doesn't want to be charged with wrongful death, right? Because this would be that. How does this child end up in this car, in your car? That's the question. You said her birthday is September 7th, so she was at her mother's arguing with the neighbor. Was the next day? Okay, yeah, that's right. The next day after after her 14th birthday. Yeah, but there's Miss North Musings. Thank you. There is no calls in September. Like if this is accurate, there's literally no calls right there. It's like it's a break. It's a break. So this is an interesting piece of information. I was like, let me share it with you guys. And, I hadn't really looked at it, but, I wanted to talk to you guys and kind of get your ideas about it. Somebody said in the Reddit, it's weird that they seem to have an issue of some kind with vandalism that began in January of 2025 and continued shortly after her body was identified. That's interesting. What was that call? I don't know where this person saw that. Hold up. Let me see something else. Okay. I don't know what this person's saying about that fraudulent or excuse me, vandalism. Somebody said, wait, there's 911 calls about their household or 911 calls made from their household. This is crazy. I've never ever had a 911 call. Their household calling calling the police. Excuse me. Their household calling the 911. That's what it is, because that's where those calls are generated. Do you have a list of what the codes mean? Okay, we have those codes there. We just reviewed some of those. Somebody posted the codes in there as well. Somebody said a lot of minor criminal follow-ups there. Not victim blaming, but it's starting to paint a picture of a young girl who was out of control in the film. Well, and I know people aren't victim blaming or anything like that. Here's the deal, guys. She might have been out of control, but she was still a minor. Does that make sense? And it still does not explain how the hell this child wound up in that car and why David would have contact with this child. That's the question that I have. None of this makes sense. That's all it does. None of this makes sense, guys. None of it. But even if people want to talk about, well, she was running around and she was different things, she was still a minor and David was still talking to her, right? Which doesn't make sense. That's not okay. Okay. You said follow up TS traffic L is logged. Okay. You said, I think it speaks volumes that the neighbor went over to apologize to her parents and her dad dismissed them, even being upset. No biggie, but Celeste was bothered. Strange behavior, no? I mean, she's 14. 13. She was about to be 14. Kind of hard. If she was on the run, give me one sec, guys. Hold up. All right. Sorry about that. Baby Bunny's the boss. If she was on the run, she probably didn't have money when she wasn't with them. So vandalism was, I don't know. Somebody was housing her, right? That's the thing. That's right. Thank you for saying this, Panda. It doesn't matter if she was out of control. Absolutely. If anything, he could have given her direction to give her the right path. He's a celebrity. He has a lot of people looking up to him. I got you. That's right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like for people to say, oh no, she's out of control. She's this. Okay. And exactly, Yolanda. Okay. So we're going to go to legal mind. Well, before we go there, okay, because I wanted to show you guys News Nation on, they did this video, right? Did I save the short? because that's much easier. A day ago. Here it is. So again, I go by how are people reporting this, and how is the language changing? There's a Tier Talk. Shout out to Tier Talk. Hold up, and I want to make sure I say his channel correctly because he did a fantastic. And this is something that I haven't seen people do. Tier Talk. Tier Talk from prison to true crime. He did this like breakdown that I thought was very fantastic. He talked about how TMZ framed the Celeste Rivas and Mark Sanchez. I'm not following the Mark Sanchez case, but how TMZ is like framing the cases so that there is like a change of like narrative, right? So, and I'm noticing that as well. Let me hit play on this so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
We had heard the R&B singer David had been spending some of his downtime these last few weeks playing video games, which wasn't on his bingo card because of...
Now, is David music considered R&B? I mean, I could be wrong. Would you guys consider it R&B?
Of course, he was supposed to be touring the world and becoming more famous. But then his underage girlfriend was found dismembered in the trunk of his car 32 days ago, and he went underground. Apparently, though, he hasn't spent all that time on Fortnite and Roblox. Documents obtained by TMZ show that since mid-September, he's been busy transferring the deeds to 2 of his properties to his mom. One of the houses may look familiar to you. It's the one where police were called in an apparent swatting prank. That was on September 18th. And one of those deeds, it's not clear which, was transferred that very day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Wouldn't it be like alternative indie pop or something like that? Alternative indie pop. I didn't really take it as like R&B, you know?
The other deed changed hands September 22nd. You may recall the day before the swatting, Los Angeles police raided David's massive rental house in the Hollywood Hills. And a week after that, he moved out. So is this rich and rising music star downsizing and simplifying his life at the ripe young age of 20? Or could this be that he's trying to shrink his real estate portfolio in advance of a possible wrongful death suit? Or maybe he's just feeling really generous towards his mom as they no doubt chat about the pickle that he is in. Stay tuned.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download.
Is this where she says the girlfriend? Because I swear I heard her say this. I was like, the girlfriend. Underage girlfriend. I'm like, let me make sure. Underage girlfriend. This is that framing piece that I was like, I heard her say, here it is. Yep, she does say it. I was like, she's underage, but how do you say underage girlfriend?
2 days ago, and he went underground. Apparently, though, he hasn't spent all that time on Fortnite and Roblox. Documents obtained by TMZ show.
Did you guys hear that, or am I hearing shit? Like, hold up. Let me go back.
Of his car 32 days ago, and he went underground. Apparently, though, he hasn't...
Oh my God. Look it. Okay, so hold up. It's on the transcript. Touring the world and became famous, but then his underage girlfriend was found. What am I missing? How come I don't hear her say it? I heard her say it. Did they cut that off?
Becoming more famous. But then his underage girlfriend was found dismembered in the trunk of his car.
Okay, she says it at the 13th second. She says, the underage girlfriend is found dismembered. Yeah, the captions, I think. I was like freaking out. I'm like, Rosa, did she delete it? The underage girl. I'm like, I don't like that. If I was a mom, I'd be upset. I'm just saying, you know, but. And the pickle. Yeah, and the whole pickle comment. Don't forget that. I just can't, man. You said, that was a very callous coverage. You're trying to make jokes. Right, Beck. Okay. And so, yeah. I think she said it too. Let me check. Hold up.
He hasn't spent all that time on Fortnite and Roblox. Documents obtained by TMZ show that since mid-September.
She does say it. Hold up. Let me go back up.
dismembered in the trunk of his car 32
Dismembered at the trunk of his car. She's still saying dismembered. I thought they had changed the narrative on that. So I'm saying they can't keep it straight. They can't keep it straight, guys. I don't know. They can't keep it straight. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that. I was like, oh man, that's that framing of the narrative, that it's almost like there needs to be this acceptance, or is there, of somebody, she's underage, right? But I would never say underage girlfriend. If anything, this man that's underage who is talking to minor children, and that's not a pickle, that's a serious problem. But that's just my thought on that. Yeah, that's what I have to say. Hold up. Now, let me shout out some people. I'm so sorry. I'm behind the chat, guys. Kellyanne, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you. Tara, thank you for gifting 1 membership. Thank you. Tara, again, thank you for the $2. Infamous, thank you for the $1.99. Thank you. Thank you. All right, hold up, y'all. Let me get to the timestamp on this, because listen to what he says. Hold up, y'all. Okay. Let's get into this. This is, for those that don't know, I definitely suggest you guys watch this guy. His name is Legal Mindset, huge channel. He covers a lot of the Johnny Somali. I think he's international now, but he does this like breakdown, and I found it to be very informative because he kind of gets into like the penal codes and whether David's going to be facing charges. Let's get into this.
Randomly, or even remains randomly, that is a health issue. So when I thought about this, my mind immediately went to health and safety codes, local government, something I'm very, very familiar with. These are all local and state government stuff. And this is stuff that is very, very much a slam dunk. So let's look at these things that he could be hit with, right? Health and safety code.
Okay.
Depositing or disposing of human remains in any place except a cemetery without an authorization. Boom. There you go. Misdemeanor. Health and safety code 7051. Removing parts of remains from interment, removing them while awaiting interment, cremation, or hydrolysis without authority. Probably not this. I mean, unless he stole them from the funeral home. So the first one, definitely, okay, yeah. Second one, we don't know the facts. This one for sure. Now here's another one.
So it's his car. He could definitely be hit with the misdemeanor. And this is exactly what SF Investigates called out. You know what I mean? So SF Investigates was not wrong about this. He called this out.
Willfully mutilating, disinterring, or removing human remains, or committing sexual contact, penetration with human remains without authority. So necrophilia. Necrophilia is a felony. In case you guys didn't know. In case you guys, I know that Chink right now, Chink Uger, this is for you. Chink, I know you're trying to promote bestiality.
Oh my God.
What's next? Necrophilia?
Oh my God. I know he's like, I like him. I like him. He's funny anyways.
End of story. Sorry, Chink. No necrophilia. No bestiality. Bad Chink. Bad chunk. Okay. Let's go back to this. So, Health and Safety Code 8113.5. Interring more than one body in a single plot or placing casket remains in an already occupied grave without consent. And that's not the one, right? So it's not this one. Okay.
He's talking about another creator, I'm pretty sure. He's reviewing the California codes. So he said that the first code, for those that are coming in, the health and safety code, is one that he believes David would be charged with, which is a misdemeanor up to 1 year in jail or a fine not exceeding 10,000. So depositing or disposing of human remains in any place except a cemetery without authorization would fall under that.
And Business and Professional Code 7673, scattering cremated or reduced human remains without written instructions from the person who has the legal right, or scattering in ways inconsistent with those instructions. Well, that's another one too. So potentially, by him taking those remains the decomposed body and placing it in the trunk, did he have permission? Did he have the legal right? Like what ways did he put that in there? Right? Was it him that did it? Was it somebody else that did it? Did he how did this guy, David Anthony Burke, have the right to put this in his trunk? Because at the end of the day, here's the facts we have. He owns the car. And because he owns the car, that's his property.
Yes. He
And
owns
a
it.
trunk, when you close that, right, that's claiming that property. You're claiming those remains, right, as yours.
Y'all hear that? I didn't even think of that.
So that's saying, hey, this is something that I have possession over. I possess the car, and now I possess the remains. Who gave you the legal right to do that, David Anthony Burke? I want to know. That's interesting. That's a very interesting question. Did you have the right to do that? Did she sign away her right to place her body in the trunk? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I doubt it. Let's do a little objection. Do not think Celeste Rivas Hernandez gave permission to put those remains in the trunk.
Well, she's a child too, so I don't know what permission she would have or give. I mean, that's crazy. But he's giving us an example of, like, he's breaking these health codes and letting us know why he might be guilty of certain things if he's found guilty. I mean, we'll see.
At all. Okay. Let me get another one here. And the last one this is a great one. Penal Code 152. We always love the Penal Code. If someone knows about an accidental death and conceals the body or evidence or suppresses the instrumentality of death, misdemeanor, up to 1 year in county jail. A fine between $1,000 and $10,000 or both. Yeah. So in this case, if they knew, so this is the biggest one. And this is the one that he is kind of trapped on. So this is where they got him under Penal Code 152. David is in big trouble. And David Anthony Burke is in big trouble. Because
You said, hold up. You said the presumption of possession can be overcome by the fact David wasn't even in the state when the body was found. It's not like David was caught driving the body around. Well, but it's still in his possession because the car is registered to him and it's his property, right? That would be my thought on that. If the car is, he just said it. I mean, it's not even looking into whether he was out of state. We don't know when she died. If he did this, did he put it there? It's in his possession. Depends on when she was put there. We don't know when she died. We don't know when the body was put there. That's the issue, right? So even if he was out of state, that doesn't change the fact that it's still his car. Still his property.
if they find out that this was an accidental death, so he's not a murderer, but she accidentally died, and then he concealed that by putting her in the trunk of the car, that's a misdemeanor. That's a crime. You got him. He's a criminal. So you can say that if you go down that rabbit hole. So there's a possibility of that. So under looking at all of these things, all of these laws here, in terms of what was going on, it is very, very likely, highly likely, that this guy, David Anthony Burke, has potential criminal charges based on the presumption of ownership of the remains in his car. Right now, it's just a death investigation. It's not an open criminal case. But this guy is going to get something. There's no way that of all those things that is mentioned, he doesn't get hit with one of them. We don't know the facts yet. This is still an investigation. This is still at the point at which all the celebrity people are going to go, yep, and have their little theories. And they're going to, all the wine moms will be up at night and the wine moms will be sipping their wine like, he did it or he didn't do it. Right? I know.
Like everybody's doing now. Even if someone else put her there and he came forward about finding her, she was still found in his possession, his car via car. Right. And that's the thing is that, let's just say he was because he was out of state, right? And somebody else, because that was the first thing that we thought. It's like, well, maybe it's a setup. Who knows, right? Maybe somebody's trying to set up. I mean, anything is possible. It still could be possible, right? But who and why would they do that? I guess that's like, what would be the motive? What would be the? There's just so much, right? And I know a lot of people can say, well, listen to his music. I'm like, listen, okay, the music is not my thing. Okay, but we still have to kind of keep an open mind. I mean, there could be so many factors, but the car is his and it was registered to him, right? Maybe she overdosed and then he freaked out and, put her in the trunk. Didn't know what to do with her. I don't know. He would let whoever parked the car in his neighborhood. He would have let whoever parked the car in his neighborhood. That's a great question, Sharon. Sorry. Kept reading the question in halves. Something to consider. I'm just saying. But I mean, I like the way in which Legal Mindset is breaking this down, because I'm like, well, okay, there's a penal code. At least you got one aspect, which is that, misdemeanor, but we still don't know how she died. We don't. Sweet Bomb, thank you so much for becoming a member. Minds, y'all, and Kayla, thank you guys for gifting memberships. Thank you. If you guys have been gifted, put some hearts in the chat. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let me put some cute little hearts and confettis for you guys. Make sure you guys say thank you. Appreciate it. Basically what you said, that the car was abandoned. There was a number of things that could go wrong while he's gone. However, the car's data hasn't been made public. You're right. If I go on vacation, this is a different scenario. I go on vacation and somebody dies in my home. A burglar dies in my home. Am I in trouble for that? I don't know. Died in my home. Or maybe I'm having an affair and the person that I love dies, I'm having an affair with, dies in the house, and I go on vacation. Like, I'm just thinking of different scenarios and I'm like, how would I be responsible for that? I don't know. But and again, this is a child too, so I kind of keep that in mind. The card data has not been collected. We don't know. It could be so many things that we're speculating with this. Absolutely. There's a network dealing with minor girls. Oh, that is a fact. There's a lot of trafficking out there of minor children. I wouldn't be surprised if Celeste was a victim of it as well.
No, I know my mom, and I love the my moms. You guys are great too. I'm just saying. You gals can talk, gals can chat, gals can chit chat, but Legal Mindset here, he does the law. And I'm telling you right now, regardless of which wine mom is correct, there's going to be some criminal charges. There's going to be some criminal charges. The battle of the wine moms. Fallen Hero, 4567, thank you. Ted Park says, don't Teslas have cameras? That is a good point, Ted Park. This is a good one. This is a good one right here. We're going to see who put that body in the car. We're going to get that camera footage of who put that body in the car. Was it him? Was it his lackey? Remember, we've taught this on this channel, principal agent. So if you are somebody famous and you have your lackey do it, principal agent, you're responsible for that. Who put the body in the car? Did she put herself in the trunk? I don't think so. How'd that happen?
Yep.
Real Gamble says, here's what.
And who had access to the car? How many people were in and out? I mean, there's just so much. I don't give access to. Okay, like in my 20s. And I'm just thinking, and everybody's different. Like, I can't always be comparing stuff, right? I'm not an artist. I'm not surrounded by highly weird people, but I don't remember ever giving access to, like, even when I was young. In my 20s, who do you give access to your car? If you're traveling, maybe to my parents, because I'm traveling or whatever it may be, but who would have access, right? This is the question. What that needs to be answered by police, and they dodge it. Well, they're still investigating. How long does the phone data? And I do wonder about this. I never exactly, man. I'm good. I'm good with that. I don't like people in my house. I'm being honest with you. The older I get, the more I get very paranoid about who's in my house. I get paranoid about small talk. I'm just letting y'all know, like, it's just things change. I'm more protective about things. But when you're young and, you invite everybody in there. Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate you. If memory serves me, Teslas have cameras to record activity around the car. I heard something about that when they was getting vandalized, you said, Momo. That's what I heard too, and I think we have to wait for the data, but it's crazy. Night Charm, Baby Bunny wants me to take my bun down. She don't want the bun. She says she don't like my hair up. I'm like, no, I don't feel like having my hair down today. Well, whoever had access to his car was sloppy because they dropped the Tesla key. Is that the Tesla? Is that key to that car? Have we determined that? The thing is we're making a lot of conclusions. We really don't know, Even now, just thinking about this, it's a lot of conclusions. I can show you guys different things and we can conclude it, but I don't think I don't know if that's his car key. Also, I heard no one's have access to your Tesla without app approval by the owner or something. Okay, here's my question. I don't own a Tesla. I don't know how they work, but if you have the Tesla app and then you have the key, do you need the key in order to drive the car? Can you just drive the car with the app? That's the question. Tiffany, I think a lot of people are, and I don't blame y'all. I mean, we cover these stories. It's a lot. Okay, let me know if you have a Tesla, if you don't have the little card key, which I didn't even know they had card keys. I mean, whatever, I remember when some cars have a little, the starters, right? If you don't have the car key, can you start the car with the phone app? Yeah, when you're young, you don't appreciate the things that you have. That's right. Then you work for them and it's like, nope, it's mine. Don't touch. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You don't need the key. The app is enough, says Robin. So if people are saying that this Tesla key is his, which I don't know if it is or if it isn't, it hasn't been confirmed by law enforcement. If that is the case, then if you do the app on the Tesla, you get notifications when somebody's opening the car or closing it. It's just the app, right? This is why I can't do a Tesla with the app. Because then if my phone dies, which is like 95% of my time, my phone is like at 10% because I'm always on it. I would be in trouble. I wouldn't be able to open the car. Right. But you need to be an authorized owner. And my understanding is that you get notifications when somebody opens this car, right? Somebody opens the car, you get notifications. Thank you so much, Mercy Miami, for being a member for 4 months. Thank you, love. I agree, Revit. Now I keep a very small circle as adults. I protect my peace and my environments. Yeah, because, when you're younger, you kind of you're lax, maybe too lax. That's kind of how I was. And now I'm like, I don't even want to say hello sometimes. Pika says the owner would have to authorize someone to force to have access of a car like that. Interesting. Do you let did he let other people drive this car? Did he let other people drive this car? Celeste doesn't have a driver's license. Did he let her drive the car? We don't know. Right? Let me rewind a little bit. Hold up.
That body in the car. We're going to get that camera footage of who put that body in the car. Was it him? Was it his lackey? Remember, we've taught this on this channel, principal agent. So if you are somebody famous and you have your lackey do it, principal agent, you're responsible for that. Who put the body in the car? Did she put herself in the trunk? I don't think so. How'd that happen? Roken Bull says, here's for demonetization. Yeah, no, we're probably demonetized on this. I don't know. We're still suppressed in the algo, but we're going to fight it, guys. We're going to fight it. We're going to get out there. We're going to go viral. It's going to happen. Yeah, YouTube can't stop us. They've been trying to keep us down, but they can't stop us. We're coming up.
Okay, hurry up.
We're coming up.
Talking. Let's go. Hold up.
So yeah, what I want to see here from this case is criminal charges. And at some point, someone's got to face those charges. So let's make a hypo here. Let's pretend that it was one of his goons, right, or friends or whatever, right? Let's say it was his best bro. His best bro took his car for a ride, was with a girl, she tripped and fell and killed herself, right?
Okay, see, now this is a different scenario, and I'm here for it, right? Because we got to figure out, explore all scenarios. Okay, like somebody said, well, David was out of state, so he couldn't have done this. I'm like, well, we don't know how long she had been in there. Was she there before he left, or was she there after he left? We don't know, right? Obsidian says, damn, I made the rabbit news. Yes, you did. Shout out to you. Hey, Dr. Edward, shout out to you. Thank you. Roseanne, thank you so much for this super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you. You said SF Investigates did an update about the Tesla on one of his close friends named Neo, also named a. Oh, this I remember this guy right here. I did see that about moving with the body. There was a friend, and this is about David's circle. It sounds like he had a specific circle. You see them together. They went to Coachella together. This might be that guy too. That there's like a friend, one of David's friend, who has been asked about the situation, and he said he was going to speak out or something. I'm like, why the hell are you waiting so long? Like, hurry up.
Doing something stupid. Maybe she was on drugs. Maybe she was drunk. Maybe she was high, whatever. Maybe she killed herself somehow. And the person panicked and put the body in the trunk of the car.
Yeah, but somebody gave her those drugs and that alcohol because she's a minor.
And parked it and ditched it. At some point, there's going to be liability there, right? And it is going to come back to somebody, probably him. So at the end of the day, because he owned that car, it's going to be really hard to get out of at least some sort of thing. It might be a misdemeanor, once again, not a felony. It might be something.
Hence the wrongful death lawsuit. Let me hurry up and change everything to my mom, because I got to change my name in the deeds and stuff like that. And he had 2 properties. David had 2 properties in Texas, right? Hurry up, change everything.
That ends up being a fine regarding the remains, but there'll be something coming down the line because of all those provisions, right? Let's see here. Leprechaun Gold, give me the 10. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Okay. This is from Locals. Shout out to JP Ravenfire. I have a close friend who's a mortician. One of my best friends, actually. Sadly, he died from COVID. Really miss him. Hey, well, prayers, my prayers go out to you for losing a friend. That's the hardest thing. I just think of whenever anybody talks about losing a friend, I think of my friend Jeff Harrison. Legal Vices, one of the coolest guys out there, one of my first expat friends. It's difficult. It's super difficult. And that was one that, you think about, and obviously don't want to undermine this. You think about somebody's like losing your mother or your father, your grandfather, your grandmother, right? These are all really close figures, your brother, your sister, whatever, right? That's devastating, right? Yep. And you kind of know, like when you have a family member that dies, it's going to be bad, but
especially when it's a child, like the way this happened. Kayla Marie says, I wouldn't be surprised if he allowed her to use the car, because with the auto drive mode, it would have been hypothetically safe if she went A to B auto drive mode. It would be following all laws, etc., and no reason to pull over. That's interesting. Oh, the advances that a lot of these cars have made. Thank you so much, Kayla Marie, for this $20. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Maybe he let her drive the car. There was neighbors who said they saw the car there at her house. Maybe he let her drive the car, and maybe she was moving around from different place to place and whatnot. So, I mean, David could very well, it sounds like there could be some level of consequence with this. To what degree? I don't know. But if it's a misdemeanor for concealing the body, then like this whole thing just seems so wrong, because it's like so wrong at so many levels, that you have a child that based on people that were around her was talking to this adult, and nothing gets done about that. I mean, this was so preventative in so many ways, right? That's what I think bothers me. But also, like, of course, her demise. This is very tragic, beyond tragic.
It's like a fusion of Godzilla and Korea thing. It's like a mashup. It's meant to be very super respectful, but because Jeff loved Godzilla for him. Like, just appreciate your friends, guys. Spend times with your best friends. Make friends. You know, be true to them. Be honest with them.
Shout out to Legal Mindset. Guys, check them out. I think the video is very informative. This is why I wanted to show a piece of it. But I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about these 911 calls specifically, because we did review this and I want to talk. I mean, just let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know what you guys think. What do you make of it? Shout out to everybody that, you know, that let me kind of review them with you, because I have a lot of questions about it. Dorothy, people, thank you so much for being a member for 26 months, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dorothy. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Shout out to the supporters. They've been freaking, that is 2 years. Thank you. Appreciate it. My goodness. Thank you. Thank you. She said if she had the car before she died, I can totally see her letting the car fall into dangerous hands, running out. Maybe she got scared. Who knows? Maybe they saw, you know, they recognized her. I don't know. Maybe somebody did something to her, or maybe there's a lot of maybes. It still doesn't take away from the fact that she was in the trunk. She didn't put herself there, and this guy was out. You know, glad you found it interesting. Did you really FOIA it? Obsidian, is that you on the Reddit? Because that's where I pulled the information. I was like, this is interesting. Is that you? Did I just discover your Reddit profile? My bad. That's you? Obsidian. Look at that's Obsidian on Reddit, y'all. Obsidian, why did you tell on yourself? Shout out to Obsidian. Oh my God, Obsidian, you're hilarious. Hey, shout out to is strategic true crime with strategic eyes, is he on at 100,000 yet? Because he's like close, right? You guys make sure you guys go support. Let me make sure, man, because one of the hardest working strategic, let me make sure. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, strategic, I always misspelled the word strategic. Again, I am from the Hooked on Phonics Reading Rainbow era. Strategic Eyes True Crime. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, we are almost close. I don't know how far he is, but he's close to 100,000, guys. Make sure you guys check him out, okay? Don't sleep on this guy. This guy, literally, great way of breaking down true crime. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let me put this in here. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you guys check them out, okay? All right. Now, you say, go Hooked on Phonics. Hey, I have a master's, okay? So I did something well in school, all right? They gave me a master's, okay? So there. Yep, Rabbit said unmedicated but quite educated. That's right. Don't forget the lyrics to that song. Even though sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. I'd be losing my stuff. I'd be losing my head. Vig says she just subbed. Good, good. Oh my goodness, what'd you do here? Oh no, girl. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Now, I'll be very honest. I don't follow these housewives. I don't know why people are surprised that these housewives are broke or they're scammy. Here you go. I don't know. Here, you could put this one in there. Oh, this one. Okay, thank you. Girl, calm down, calm down. Say, yell at me. She doesn't want me to she wants me to fix my hair a certain way. Okay. We are going to move on to the Edward and Wendy Osefo. Now, I don't know why people are so surprised that like some of these reality TV show stars aren't really who they say that they are, right? Like they're not. And so this broke, I think it was Friday, and I didn't get to it. And I was like, well, let me react to it. One of my members contacted me and said, please, 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 please talk about this. I love the housewives and I love true crime. This is kind of up in your alley. You said, oh my God, Wendy and her husband got arrested. What? You didn't know that? Yes. So Wendy Osefo, I think it's Dr. Wendy Osefo. Okay. So it was a pretty huge story that even the Maryland PD had to do a whole press conference about it. All right, let's look into this and give some commentary. And I have the legal paperwork too, but I didn't pull it from Maryland. I actually got it from a Facebook. So what it sounds like, I mean, this is fraud, insurance fraud. It sounds like they stage a robbery while they were vacationing in Jamaica. And apparently it's a very huge, significant amount. They like involved two insurance agencies. This is a mess. Let's get into it.
To announce the indictment and arrest of Wendy and Edward Osefo of the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg, Maryland. Both Wendy and Edward are reality actors in the series The Real Housewives of Potomac, Maryland, which is...
Now, what the hell is a reality actor? I'm like, a reality actor? Because, like, if it's reality, you know, y'all remember when reality TV first started? Put a one in the chat if you remember. And I remember these celebrities, I think it was Susan Sarandon who was boycotting reality TV because they're taking our jobs, they're doing all kinds of things. Like, I remember this years ago where reality TV was like taking over, and now it's reality acting, okay?
Filmed partially from their residence in Finksburg, Maryland, an hour away. On April 7th, 2024, at approximately 10:13 p.m., deputies responded to a residence in the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg for a reported burglary. Edward Osefo.
No. See, Chico, I disagree with you. It is not rich people problems. It's broke people problems, right? Because when you out there and you scamming, that's a broke person problem. And listen, I'm broke, but I'm not going to go out there and scam. Like, no, not me. And Obsidian says, don't you wish you can hear the arrest of Wendy Adelson? I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting for Wendy Adelson. I sure hope it comes, because I do feel like she has something to do with this. That's what I'm saying. Reality TV used to be reality. That's not, isn't it true? It's not rich people. It's broke people problems. Like, what are you doing? I'm broke, but I'm not going to scam. Like, come on now. What are we doing?
Called 911 to report the burglary. Edward and Wendy Osefo, both from Finksburg, live at that address, and they have 3 school-aged children. They reported that their home had been burglarized sometime between April 2nd and April 7th of 2024 while they were on vacation in Jamaica. The house would have been vacant at the time with no one's house sitting. No one had a key to the residence, according to the Osefos. The Osefos claim that designer handbags and jewelry valued at more than $200,000 were missing from the primary residence bedroom upstairs. Responding patrol deputies handled the burglary according to policy and made contact with investigators with my major crimes unit to assist because of the dollar amount that was stolen.
What?
Crime scene investigators.
The dollar amount that was stolen. So this is like, again, it goes by amount, right? So they really got involved in there, right? $450,000 in jewelry, bags stolen during burglary. Now, it's my understanding that Mr. Edward Osefo owns like a Mary Jane, okay, a Mary Jane store. I got to be careful with my words. A marijuana store, which I'm gonna be honest with you. When I look at these mugshots, they look like they are lit. And I'm here for it. You know, shout out to the edibles. I love it. But I mean, you see it in their eyes. I'm like, are you happy that you're being arrested? I don't know.
Investigators came to the scene the night of the report to process the scene for fingerprints, DNA, and anything of evidentiary value. And while I'm there, I want to thank the state police. They actually responded, and the superintendent of the state police, Colonel Butler, I want to thank him for working with us on the case and providing resources. It should be noted that the residence does have interior and exterior surveillance cameras.
Wait, she has 4 degrees? The doctor does? Okay, just a tea, please. You said Miss 4 degrees. Because she's Dr. Wendy Osefo. Now, has anybody checked to see if these degrees are legit? Nitram says, hi, like Bobby and Whitney. No. Now, what university? 4 degrees? I mean, that's amazing. People do get 4 degrees. Don't get me wrong. But damn, that's a lot of schooling. I don't even want to get a doctorate. I mean, I have a master's. I kind of prefer to get a JD if I had to do it. But over that is insane.
None of the cameras picked up any motion or indicated a breach inside of the house. Cameras also did not pick up any suspicious activity outside of the residence during the time the Osefos were away from the residence. Detectives also checked surveillance cameras from neighbors. No evidence of a break-in or suspicious activity was noted at the Osefos' residence. Patrol deputies and detectives found no signs of forced entry or physical evidence of a burglary, such as footprints, fingerprints, or any entry point. The Osefos alleged that the burglar came in through a second-story window into the master bedroom. There was no evidence inside the residence that someone made an attempt to get into the residence through that particular window. No evidence indicated that anyone attempted to enter the house. The bedroom upstairs where the theft occurred was ransacked. The mattress.
Now, here's the red flag. So it was upstairs, and there's no indication that people actually entered the property, but these bags and jewelries was upstairs. How did they go? So they went to rob upstairs. Like, did they jump over? I mean, did they like Spider-Man their way up there? Was this a Spider-Man move, or what happened here? Because that's what I don't understand. If you're going to set up something like this, like, why would you do it on the second floor, right? That makes no sense. You said call some of those universities. Listen, you'd be amazed how easy it is to fake degrees, guys. And most states don't even have an authentic, I can't even say the word, to make things authentic, right? They don't have a process for that. Did y'all? I was amazed in my state, there were people in positions in government with supposed doctor degrees, and it turned out that they weren't even real. So yeah, that's a real thing when people say that they have a doctorate and then people don't even check, like a doctorate degree. You can go to Europe. Like, I've seen people say, well, I got my doctorate degree in Europe, and then the university doesn't hold the same standards or expectations. It's crazy to me. You said, so you couldn't afford to pay some crackheads to break in and help themselves. Well, that's what I want to know. You know, the cameras was disabled by David. Oh, I think Janine is catching up. I'm sorry. Probably a ladder, and it was like a little window. And that's what I heard. So we got the court documents, but let's go ahead.
Was thrown off of the bed onto the floor to give an indication that a burglary did occur. Initial responding deputies again called our investigators because of the high dollar amount that was stolen. After the initial report, following days, we made contact with 3 separate insurance companies that the Osefos used to insure their property, which is common with this loss, that this type of loss, that detectives actually communicate with insurance companies to share information.
Wow.
In the days following the initial report, the Osefos contacted the detectives several times to provide additional information about the alleged burglary, evidence, and missing items. They also reported the loss to their insurance company. Again, the Osefos alleged and claimed that just over $200,000 in items were stolen from the burglary. Weeks after the alleged burglary, detectives discovered Mrs. Osefo had posted photos on social media wearing jewelry that matched items she had reported stolen, specifically a diamond anniversary band.
They got caught, guys. So then I went to Facebook and I was like, you're kidding. Look at this. Look at this. Like, they literally they zoomed in. There's that ring right there that she reported stolen, and it's literally right there. She wore it. You can't make this shit up. They got the date right there and the rings right there. I was like, you're kidding. You're kidding. Oh my God.
Detectives were provided receipts by the Osefos for the loss of items that they had purchased dating as far back as 2018. On those receipts were email addresses. We'd become suspicious that this was a false claim. On those receipts were email addresses, which detectives authored search and seizure warrants so that they could access both the Osefos' email accounts to attempt to acquire more evidence. The emails provided additional evidence that indicated this was a fraudulent claim, specifically Edward's communication with Wendy, and I quote, "Are there additional high-value items we can add to this inventory list? I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum."
Yo, red flag right there. Oh my God. So hold up. I can't stop laughing. You said, hold up. Somebody said housewives company for G Lane. I mean, listen, I just think that the mugshot shows that she's got no shame in it. Because I don't think, but maybe she was high when she took the mugshot. That's what I'm thinking. Because for you to smile for the camera like that, I don't know. But it makes for great TV. Like, this is going to be this is probably going to get that show up in ratings. Like I said, I don't watch these. Somebody said, people keeping up with the Joneses. The Joneses lied. The Joneses can't even, not the Joneses, the Jones. The Jones can't even keep up with themselves, right? Like, you can't. That's crazy, man. Crazy work. Dr. Edward, thank you so much, my love, for the $19.99. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you. And Unsolved Amy, thank you for the $2. They did this for show content. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me because this is going to make that show rating go up. I just don't understand the purpose of reality housewives. Now, I remember I used to watch that VH1 with the, like, when, what's her name was on it? R. Kelly's ex-wife. Drea Kelly was there, and they had this whole reality TV on VH1, and I think that's the only time that I ever really like got into any kind of like housewife type of situation. I couldn't get into the basketball wives. I can't stand. I can't do the. I did watch for the longest time Love and Hip Hop. Like, I watched the one in New York, California, Atlanta. I mean, those were the shows, but I stopped watching during COVID because it was just too much. It's just like, all right, this is dumb. I got tired of it. The Joneses, right? The Joneses. But it's like, it's not real, It's not real. I don't know. I mean, I was really, really into, watching the whole situation with Stevie J and everybody else. It's just crazy. It was good TV when, because I'd have like stressful work, and then I'd be like, I gotta watch something to get my mind off of that. Or Bad Girls Club. That was another one that I watched. The first, I think, 7 seasons. Tanisha was like my favorite. Like, I watch all that, but again, none of this is real.
Over the next several months, detectives worked diligently to verify the information provided and to locate the reported stolen property. It was later confirmed that Mrs. Osefo had returned several of those same items valued at over $20,000 to the place that she originally purchased prior to the alleged burglary. We can see as far back as 2018 and several items that had been purchased in 18 and receipts supplied to the insurance company. Only those items had been returned to the purchaser or to the store that she purchased them from during the window in 2018 of the return policy. Meaning, if it was a 90-day return policy back in 2018, she actually returned those items within that 90-day period.
Oh my God, she would do that. You'll buy the things, tuck in the merchandise tag, and then return it later. Put one in the chat. Now, listen, don't be going to jail, okay? But put a one in the chat if y'all do that. Like, if you've ever done that. Have y'all ever bought something and then hide the tag and then return it later? Don't lie, chat. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. That would be my, I'll tell you, I was always paranoid about bathing suits. I'd never be trying bathing suits. I just don't lie, chat. Don't lie. Don't see, at least Maggot's like, for sure, Rabbit, all the time. See, you'd be amazed how these people do with money. Nope, never. Oh man, I worked retail for like 5 seconds and then I couldn't do it. Retail is so horrible sometimes. It's horrible. You said, I'm broke, not tacky. You're like, I might be broke, but I'm not tacky. All right. You might see me wearing, but I'm not tacky. Oh my God. Okay, hold up. Let's keep going with this. This is crazy. So she was returning things. They were literally investigating her for quite some time. This was a full-on investigation.
Those receipts were supplied to us, and those receipts were supplied to her insurance company and were alleged by the Osefos to be stolen in the original burglary. Based on a thorough investigation conducted by detectives in my office in coordination with the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, it became clear that the Osefos had fabricated the burglary and filed a false report and attempted to fraud their insurance company. On October 29th, 2025, the case was presented to Carroll County Grand Jury, which returned indictments against both Edward and Wendy Osefo on multiple counts of fraud and false reporting. Both individuals were located and taken into custody at their Turnberry Court address on the afternoon of October 9th, yesterday, by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office detectives. Deputies executed a search and seizure warrant at the residence during the arrest. An additional 15 items that were believed to be reported stolen by the Osefos during the...
Oh my God, but it's like no shame. You really think they're not looking at you? Once you report something to any kind of insurance, depending on the amount, they're going to be investigating you. The insurance never wants to pay for shit, right? Like, that's so crazy. I can't believe this guy is able to read this with the straight face. I'd be laughing. I know, right? I'm like, how do you do this? But the thing is, now I know somebody said in the chat that they're like a housewife expert. Can explain to me, the people that watch this show, is it kind of like what makes them so special? That's what I want to know. Like, is it just kind of like every season they have to, do a lavish vacation or do something or keep up with something or buy something to then show it off in reality TV? Like, what is the purpose of it? Are any of these people actual celebrities, or are they just quote unquote housewives because they got money? I guess I don't really know. You said, Brandon, he got done. He's like done laughing. He was laughing in there. And then he's like, all right, I got to keep a serious face on this. I don't think they do this for the storyline. They ruin their professional reputations. Yeah, but the thing is what I found out about, Wendy Osefo is that she's had a bit of a reputation of her that has followed her about certain things that she was doing in the back seats. It's all about drama. I just know that a lot of them, they like get together, they have like brunch, and then they'll have their little mimosas, and then they get mad at each other and they toss it at each other's faces. The 425K is not worth it at all. Absolutely. Okay, here it is. Beautiful Burger says they go on girls trips and then they fight with each other. Most are married to men with money, like doctors or something like that. Oh my God. The girls trip, right? You said, Rabbit, most who join these reality shows are broke. They're there for a payday. You just got to keep up the appearance, right? That's crazy, man.
Initial report were also located during that search and seizure warrant. Those items included jewelry and high-end handbags. The Osefos were booked into the Carroll County Detention Center and later released on $50,000 bonds, or with $50,000 bond. Real quick, I'd like to acknowledge the work that my office did, Detective Richie Harbaugh. My detectives, they're just absolutely amazing. Richie's one of the finest detectives on the planet. High praise for him. Also, the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, Mr. Shoemaker, Mr. Culver, and Melissa Hockensmith is who handled the case for the State's Attorney's Office and has been working with us diligently on this case. I'll now turn it over.
Now, I will say this, just so people are aware. I have a couple of friends. I'm not going to say what shows or anything. So, they have done reality TV shows. So I had a friend who did reality TV like earlier when reality TV was a thing, like when it first started. They didn't get paid a lot, nothing like that. So I think that like by networks, it kind of varies, right? Then I had another one, and I'm not going to name the show or anything like that, because it's the reason why we have friends and stay quiet, right? They got a pretty penny out of it. It just depends on the network and everything, right? So Real Housewives is under Bravo. Right. So for these castmates to go and do this just to keep up with this or stay for another season. I mean, they literally have created a season here. This right here is a whole season. This is going to make those ratings go up. Right.
To the state's attorney, if he has some comments, and then we'll answer any questions you guys may have.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Okay. Hold up. You said, so the husband, Eddie, sent Wendy an email about this fraud. He did. And he's a lawyer, my understanding. Why would you send an email about anything fraud? What text messages, emails, phone calls? Why? Like, are you doing this on purpose for the show? That is ridiculous. And this guy is a lawyer. What does he practice? I don't know. Like, how do you not know that this could happen, or you're going to get caught up in something. You might want to check the degrees. Shout out to Danny Robertson. What is it? Dumb Bitch University? There you go. DBU, as my friend Danny Robertson says, Dumb Bitch University.
In response to the various media inquiries that I've gotten today in connection with this matter, I've indicated to everybody, and I want to emphasize it again, as a threshold matter, that all persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. So I want to get that out front. As the sheriff indicated yesterday, the defendants were indicted by the grand jury for Carroll County in connection with Wendy Osefo. It was 7 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and 1 count of false statement to a police officer. They posted bail this morning. So also, in addition to what the sheriff alluded to a few moments ago, I'd like to note that the investigation in this matter, and I certainly want to give props to Detective Harbaugh, who worked in close proximity with my Deputy State's Attorney Melissa Hawkinsmith in connection with this matter. But the investigation determined that on April 8th, 2024, the Osefos initiated 3 separate insurance claims for the alleged burglary and theft that occurred there.
Look, it's a good question. Well, where did they get this money? How did they post bail? And they said that they're broke. That's why they did all this shit. Did the show, the network Bravo, help them post bail? Because like I said, this is made for reality TV right here. That's a great question for Liberty's podcast. Because I didn't even think of that. Who helped them if they're so broke? And I don't know what their bail is. I'm assuming this is the first time that they're charged with something like this. Considering that, if they posted bail, who gave the money for the bail? If they're so broke, I guarantee Bravo. I want to see some receipts. Did Bravo help out with this? If we help you make bail, we're gonna film. We want to film this whole thing, this whole process, and it's gonna become a whole thing. Watch. This is crazy work.
Residents, and those were against Travelers Insurance, Jewelers Mutual Insurance, and Homesite Insurance Company for their alleged losses. Mr. Osefo gave recorded statements to 2 of the insurance companies regarding a list of stolen items. He was also asked whether any of the items on the list had been returned, which he denied. He was asked if he had other insurance, but failed to disclose to Homesite and Jewelers that he was also making a claim with Travelers. For a Homesite insurance, both Edward and Wendy signed a sworn statement of loss, which was notarized. The total amount of loss claimed on the sworn statement of loss was $2,500 for the damage to the building itself, and $450,000 estimated for contents and personal property.
Now, I do wonder, I'm not an expert at this, but I think Wendy Osefo has dual citizenship or something like that. So people were wondering whether the lady would get deported or anything like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert at that. But at this point, if you have people that are literally, there's a difference between people that are not breaking the law and trying to, just pay their bills and do what they have to do and pay their taxes versus people that are legit trying to milk certain, things. Like, yeah, I do wonder if that's going to be a case for Wendy. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments.
He included an inventory of reported stolen items along with receipts for the purchase of most of the items on the inventory. That claim was denied due to the failure to disclose the policy with Travelers. And in the original claim submitted on April 8th, 2024 to Travelers, Edward is alleged to have confirmed that he and his wife were wearing their anniversary bands when the loss occurred. However,
Oh my God.
Edward called Travelers on April 10th, 2024, and said he needed to update their claims, stating that his wife's gold diamond anniversary band was missing. So that same day, Travelers settled the claim for $25,380, which included the replacement price of the band, which was $4,500. After the initial reported claim on
That's what it looks like. They were insured. This is crazy, man. But it's like all these things, and they were trying to meet that what is it, that 450,000 medium of like, what is it, if for people, for the insurance to kind of pay for everything. And not just that, but there were multiple insurance companies and multiple claims that they made. So this is crazy that they did all that. And they went in there, they checked emails, they checked pictures, they went in there to figure out, they said, well, isn't this the ring that you reported stolen on such and such date? And it turns out it wasn't. It's crazy.
April 11th, both Wendy and Edward signed and submitted letters to Jewelers Mutual claiming the burglary occurred and items were reported stolen. At the request of Jewelers Mutual, the Osefos provided an initial list of 57 stolen items. Included on the list was Wendy's gold anniversary band that was reported in the Travelers claim. On April 22nd, Edward was interviewed during a recorded call and did not make any mention of the jewelry claim or payout with Travelers. So essentially, I know that.
Hold up. Linked up with Danny says this is like the third or fourth housewife to get locked up. Oh my God. What? Okay, is this the first? I heard somewhere that this was not the first stage robbery that a housewife has done. Is that true? Linked up with Danny. See, so I don't keep up with the housewives. Is that true or not? Like this has been done before by a housewife. They set up a robbery and they call a bunch of, like, they go on vacation and they set up a robbery and then they like do all this stuff. Let me know. You said if you're a naturalized citizen and are convicted of a crime, you can lose your citizenship and deport to your country of origin. That's right. Dang. Okay, hold up.
The burden will be on my office to show that Edward and Wendy conspired to make fraudulent statements and provided misleading information in support of making the 3 insurance claims for financial gain. I'd also note that some folks may view insurance fraud as an innocuous crime since it only affects insurance companies. That's certainly not true. Insurance fraud affects all of us in the form of increased premiums that we all bear, so we take those offenses very seriously. Thanks.
Dang.
What do you got? Anything?
What was it?
Oh my gosh. She says she claimed the items twice. She did. She did. I think it's the 5th. You said it's the 5th housewife. We forget the New Jersey housewives, Lord. Well, they got housewives all over the place. Oh my gosh. I agree, Roxy. I respectfully disagree. It's not broke people problems. It's people who are criminal problems. That's true. That's also true. You said I'm in New Jersey and I included them. I can never say this lady's name. Is it Teresa Guidis? Anyways. But I mean, it wasn't like the Chrisleys also. They're not like house. That's a separate brand, but they're kind of out there. I mean, they got pardoned. So I don't know how serious does this, do people take this? That's what I want to know. Like, I agree, increased premiums, we don't want that. But if people are getting pardoned for crimes like financial crimes, then there's an issue that we have right there, right? You said if my premiums go up because of this, I'm gonna be pissed.
that initially
Oh,
made you
man.
suspicious again? Can you describe what was it that, I mean, was it when your officers went and saw no damage to the house? Or was it when they started digging into this more?
I think a little of both, because we had responded there with patrol deputies, which is customary for a response like that. But when patrol deputies got there and started walking around and looking at the evidence, they immediately called investigators who showed up at the scene, primarily because it was a dollar amount issue. But when deputies got there, they started digging into the house a little bit. And as good cops do, and detectives like them, were a little suspicious when they got there, but they started working it like a traditional burglary. So they were treating it like it was a real burglary. As they started to navigate the next couple of weeks, starting to speak with the insurance companies and share information, they became more suspicious that this may be a fraudulent claim or a fabricated incident. But it was really when a couple of weeks later they saw some of they specifically the ring that the state attorney mentions, the diamond wedding band that they observed in a social media post. That is when they started realizing that this was likely a fabricated burglary or a false insurance claim.
Is it common that
They were wearing, that's what really gave it away, when they start wearing these items that they reported stolen. Social media posts. This is insane, man. Why did they do this? But maybe they did it because they were like, this is a way for us to get those ratings up. So this is the housewives. Teresa, somebody said, Google the housewives mugshots on Google. Teresa from New Jersey, Karen and MD, Jen in Salt Lake, and Wendy and MD. Who did I miss? That's insane. That is insane. Thank you, Natasha. Tell the people to hit the like button, please, and thank you. Let's keep going.
a burglar would enter a second floor bedroom window?
I don't think there's commonalities anywhere, but I think that in answer to your question, I've seen this particular residence. It would be extraordinarily difficult to get up to that second story and go through a bathroom off of the master bedroom to get into the residence. If they knew.
Y'all hear that? Did the burglar Spider-Man his situation up to crawl to go up to the second floor? Like, they really, I don't know what they were thinking on this. That's right, the Chrisleys. He's a Real Housewife. We were just talking about the Chrisleys because they got off too. That is insane, guys. But this is insane. I can't believe how ballsy they were.
If the burglar knew exactly what they were looking for, they would have just kicked in the front door or found another entry point, path of least resistance, and that certainly wasn't the path of least resistance to get in there. There was really nothing that indicated around the window that anybody had come into the residence. We did note that the grass had just recently been cut. My detectives actually traveled up the side, walked out on the roof, and walked back into the bathroom, only to track stuff inside into the bathroom, asphalt from their shoes or debris. And I'm pretty sure the burglar didn't take a broom and clean up after themselves if they in fact tossed the room like was staged during the burglary. So a lot of those things just we picked up on, but again, we treated it like it was a burglary and followed the evidence until we found out that this was likely a false report.
So I was trying to understand how much of these items they collected on. Like, did they collect double, twice from the insurance company and from the stores?
I believe that's the case. And
Okay.
yeah, I believe they tried to file claims with there were 3 separate insurance companies that they used to insure specific items.
3 separate insurance companies, guys. This is insane. 3 separate, okay? I know people get away with like making false claims. That is a thing. People do get away with it. I get it. But why did they think they were going to get away with it? And especially in that amount.
And I believe they tried to claim specifically the diamond wedding band twice. They did get paid out, as the state attorney said, for the diamond wedding band, which was a little over $25,000. We believe we have that diamond wedding band after we executed the search and seizure warrant yesterday.
What did they tell you? Did they make statements or
They've made no statements to us whatsoever. The only information that we've gotten from the Osefos is their recorded statements to the insurance companies.
And were they in any financial despair or problems, or do you know why?
The reporter's like, were they in a financial despair? Oh man, what do you say to that?
This may have happened. Obviously, it was a financial.
Greed.
I don't know. I think you can only speculate that they were in some financial issues. We do know that they were still filming out of the residence for this particular reality show. And that was active. I think they were in season 10, I believe. I
Wow.
watched the show, so.
It's greed. That's greed right there. That's what that was. I don't think that there was a need for it. I think it was just greed to keep up with the show appearance. That's crazy.
I can only tell you what my detectives are telling me. So, do you watch the show?
Yes, I've seen it, but I don't.
You don't want to admit it? Okay.
Wait.
What else do you have?
Now he's laughing. Now they're laughing. They're like, what the hell? Oh my God.
I think that's about it. I don't know where this goes from here. I mean, it goes through the normal prosecutorial process.
Yeah, it goes right to the circuit court, and the state attorney's office will they'll do a lot of pretrial stuff prior to this case actually going to a trial, if that's however it is.
I can tell you right now that there's a hearing on counsel where you're apprised of your right to an attorney and that sort of thing. It's tentatively scheduled for November 7th.
Okay. And the issue about the diamond, it was earrings you found on social media, or?
It was a ring.
A ring?
Yeah, wedding band that she
How
had.
did that come about? Was that, were you just scouring social media for matches, or how did?
Well, I mean, they're on social media.
No, it's like what Danny said. These insurance companies are like internet sleuths. They're just like all of us. We get curious and we start looking things and piecing things together. That's what they did.
An awful lot. So, I mean, they're basically living their life on social media or on TV. I think because we became suspicious, and I do believe that the insurance companies became suspicious as well, their investigators start to scour social media and look at specific items that Mrs. Osefo regularly wore, and it wouldn't have been difficult to see some of those items on her after this incident took place.
And that was that, guys. And that was that. Hold up. This is them. Look at this is the sleuths putting things together. The ring was reported stolen in a burglary. Wendy Osefo was wearing the same ring on her left finger. The ring features multiple rows of diamonds and has a V shape on the side that separates the row of diamonds. The ring had been photographed prior to the burglary for an appraisal and matched the photo on the ring on April 27th of 2024. Look at this. This is the publishing. There you go. And there's the ring right there. That is insane, man. That is insane. The allegations in this case are that April 7, 2024, Carroll County Sheriff's Office deputies responded. They put the address there to a burglary. A deputy met with the homeowners, Edward and Wendy Osefo, who reported to him that they had left to go to a trip to Jamaica. This is interesting. They only left to Jamaica from the 2nd to the 7th of April. So how many days in Jamaica? Who takes a vacation that short, especially to Jamaica? April 2nd, 2024, and return on April 7th. That would have been like 3 days. And they found their bedrooms and closets had been ransacked and several designer bags and jewelries had been stolen. Okay, so they said that the purported point of entry into the bedroom was the owner's bathroom window on the 2nd floor. The window looks onto a small roof that's about 9 feet above the deck. The burglar Spider-Man his ass from there, and there's no ladders and no deck furniture. Even if there was, that's 9 feet above the deck. It was undisturbed and no indication had been on the deck. I mean, I don't know if they did fingerprints, but the Osefo stated they did not touch anything prior to the police arrival. There was a the screen with damage laying on the roof, and the window was not locked. To go in or out of that window, one has to step onto the toilet. The toilet lid was down and no debris on it. No marks, no foot marks. no shoe marks. When sheriff's office personnel stepped onto the roof and back into the home, they tracked roof grit back inside. The Osefos had an ADT system that had a ring camera. The Osefos activated the ADT alarm system upon leaving for vacation. During that time, they were there. During that time, they were away. There was no motion detected inside the residence. There was no. There was activity such as a package delivery and ring camera, but what? That was monitored remotely by the Osefos. That's, I guess the burglar Spider-Man himself there. Like, that's crazy work, guys. That's crazy work. Investigation determined that on April the 8th, 2024, the Osefos initiated 3 separate insurance claims from the burglary and theft. Travelers, Jewelers Mutual Insurance, and Home Site Insurance Company. 3. Okay? This is for their losses. And Edward Osefo gave recorded statements to 2 of the insurance companies regarding the list of stolen items he provided. He was asked whether any of the items on the list had been returned, which he denied. Okay, that's crazy. And then Home Site, both Edward and Wendy Osefo signed a sworn statement of loss, which was notarized. They went as far as notarizing. The total amount of lost claims on the sworn statement was, what is it? 2,500 for the building. And is that missing a zero? I don't know. 450,000 estimated for contents, personal property. He included inventory of reported stolen items along with receipts for purchases of most of the items on the inventory. That claim was denied due to failure to disclose a policy with Travelers Insurance. I thought you can't have multiple insurances, right? Like, and this is for property and like items. I know, like in health insurance, if you have more like 2 health insurances, I mean, one has to cover, you can't have both or something like that. So this is crazy work. He said he needed to update their claim stating that his wife gold diamond anniversary band was missing. The same day, Travelers Insurance settled the claim for $25,380, which included the replacement price of the band, $4,500. The initial report came April 11th of 2024. Both Wendy and Edward signed and submitted letters to Jewelers Mutual claiming that the burglary occurred and items were reported stolen. And this included a list of Wendy's gold diamond anniversary band that was reported in the Travelers Insurance claim. That is insane. And I'm going through, just skimming through. These items were valued at excess of $20,000. So the deputies found the burglary to be under suspicious circumstances because the investigation determined that numerous items that the Osefos claimed were stolen had been purchased, then returned to stores where a full refund was provided prior to the alleged burglary. These items were valued at $20,000. For example, there was a Dior shirt that was listed as stolen at valued at $1,450, but the shirt was returned January 14 of 2023 for a refund, and a Gucci leather wallet that was purchased in 2018 and returned 2 weeks later for a refund of $948.70. They reviewed her social media. Deputies observed photos of Wendy prior to the burglary wearing diamond anniversary band. We just saw that. This is insane. Deputies obtained email records for the Osefos on April 12, 2024. Edward emailed the list of reportedly stolen items to Wendy. The email asked if there was additional high-value items we can add to the inventory listing, Chanel shoes, etc. I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum. That is what he said in the email. I'm trying to make it exceed. And Eddie is a whole lawyer. And this lady is a whole doctorate. Let me tell you something. For the record, I have degrees. Okay? But degrees don't equal smarts. Okay? Just note that. They just don't. They just don't. Allegedly. Thank you. Allegedly. Thank you. But they don't equal. Like, Right. Triple dipping, triple dipping. Like, what? Checking those degrees. Check the degrees. Check the Oh my God, yo, exactly. College don't make you smart. I'm telling you, man. This is experience. People, you could be so book smart and just still not get it together up there. It's a real thing. That's right, Nitram. There's a thing versus book smart and street smart and common sense, just in general. You know what I mean? Thank you, Coco's Mom. Thank you for the $5. If my cost of insurance goes up, I'm about to meet up with Wendy. These insurance premiums. Oh my God. Oh my God. This isn't, I can't believe they did this. And thank you, Coco's Mom, for the 5. Hold up. Deputies obtained email records. So he said that at the time of their arrest, a seizure warrant was executed for the Osefo's home. Deputies found at least 15 items that appeared to be the same ones claimed stolen during the alleged burglary. Oh my God. Investigation reveals that the Osefos to be burdened by substantial debt. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's a real thing when you're trying to keep up with all this crap. All this keeping up with rich people. That's crazy. Edward and Wendy conspired to make fraudulent statements and provided misleading information in support of making 3 insurance claims for financial gain. Oh my God. So the bail was the state respectfully requests the bail remain at $50,000. And there's that. See, this is why I think God decides who's going to get rich. And this is why I'm not rich, because then I might have to, these are the kind of problems that I would have. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go. I told Baby Bunny I was gonna take her out, and we're gonna go out and do a little something. Tonight, I'm gonna be having a 90K music, little situation. We play all kinds of music and we just have fun and we talk and everything. So y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys want to join us tonight, thank you. I'd appreciate it. Come by and just, kick it. We just play music and we talk and, we do all kinds of shit. All right. I'll see you guys later on tonight. Bye, guys. And thank you guys for sticking with me. Bye, guys. You guys have a good one. Bye.